Viewer discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you are listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 121, and we are in patch 7.0.3. Tonight we are going to be talking about, I don't know, something happened this past week regarding demon hunters. So we're going to be talking about our take on demon hunters. We got demon invasion. I have some things to actually talk about in regards to that. We are going to be talking about all things pre-patch. The first installment of the children's book for World of Warcraft is actually available for pre-order. We're going to be discussing legendaries in Legion and much, much more. So make sure you guys stay right here.
In the World of Warcraft trade chat, troll-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Azeroth, the dedicated players who call out these asshats are members of the elite squad known as the PWNCAST podcast. These are their story.
So, I had these guys muted because they talk, and I don't know what they're doing, but there's all kind of weird shit going on right now. I don't know if you guys can, maybe possibly tell maybe what they were talking about, but Bloke's face is 10 shades of red. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and unmute them. They're talking so much crap right now. Maybe I don't want to. Can we just have a show where I just don't unmute them and we just have to fill in the gaps of what we think they're saying? No, that's not appropriate. All right. I'm going to go ahead and unmute them now.
I can do all my invasions while you do that.
I unmuted you guys.
Oh,
See,
right.
I am a team player, guys.
You do have that option, but you'll lose 50 subscribers if you.
Right, because we're
the pretty ones.
You guys are the. Actually, you guys are a lot prettier than me. Truth be told, so I don't know what that means for me, but
we're putting in the extra effort this week. You're raising the game by doing Helium songs and.
Yeah. Bloke got dressed,
He did. He did. Speaking of which, I did bring the shaman who traded his pantsless days in for fancy suits. Huge bloke.
Damn.
If there was a way to prove without making too much noise, I actually have pants on.
Yeah, they're lovely.
2 days running. Consecutively, I've had pants on for nearly the entire day.
What's next? Belle leaving her house tomorrow?
No, she's gonna go sunbathe.
Well, I am leaving the house tomorrow, but not because I want to.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Canada froze over.
It's not by choice, guys. Does Canada freeze? Do you guys get snow?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
even
what
know
we're known for. That's why it was a bad joke, actually.
I don't know. I don't know what goes on in their country. I barely know what goes on in our country.
Everybody knows what goes on in your city.
I did also bring the monk who's excited to catch them all in Legion, Jimma Banks.
Yes, so many new companion pets to be collected. Of course, the Golden Valkyrie is going to be amazing, and I want to find out how to get these PvP pets. They look really cool.
That actually sounds cool.
Yeah, they look neato.
So I want to tell you guys a funny story. So Jimma says to me last week, he said, I might want to change my main in Legion. Is that okay for the show for me to change my main to the Demon Hunter? And I said, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And he hasn't even played it.
Yeah, I didn't. Not all WoW players. Some people are locked in on their characters, right? This is what I play, and then I'm just like, I want to kill in, Legion, and I'm like, hell, is this a big deal? And she's like, yeah, we'll cross that, when it happens. And then 2 hours later, I explained to her, I'm like, I was a little too excited.
Would you say that you were premature?
Ooh.
I'm always premature. Well, that sounded worse than I thought.
Well, and on that note, ladies, he is looking for a date for DitchCon, so if you're interested, call 1-800-GET-A-FRIEND.
Oh, no. It's probably a real number, too.
It probably is, actually. I did also bring the priest, who is now officially a writer. Secret
It's this guy right here. It was rough. Like I said, it was going to be hard to do, but it's life. You move on, you make shit happen. So I'm looking forward to it. Still in the works. Still trying to bring somebody over. Talk to them probably for like a good half an hour about the pros and cons, even though there are no cons. So we'll see how that goes.
And you talked to your GM then, also, right?
I did a post on our Facebook page.
Was he angry at me? He wasn't angry at me, right? Your GM loves me.
No. Matt Stingmeister. I've known Matt for 10 years, so him and Mike, they were both really cool about it, and it just hasn't been there hasn't been that much volume and activity in our guild, so I got to do what's best for me. And
for sure. Well, and they're all welcome too to come hang, so for sure.
Oh, of course, yeah.
The active
welcome
ones anyway.
To the team.
Yep.
New guy.
That was a monumental moment.
Yeah.
It was rough too because my name wasn't even on the server, so I had to add an extra A for now.
It's so annoying.
That's
so I got that souse.
The souse bouse.
That's so weird and awkward when you say that.
Same name, just with more pizzazz now.
I have to add that extra.
I wanted to show you guys, for those of you that are watching live and on the YouTube, if you're listening to this on iTunes, then you might want to just go check out the video. But we do have a lovely new graphic that was done by Eclipse, aka Taylor. I wanted to show you guys that graphic. So let me find it. So there is our new graphic, and I'm appropriately short, so I guess it's pretty accurate. I do have an argument that my cartoon is very much good looking versus the real life version. So
Would you say voluptuous?
Yeah, it's kind of crappy because you see me on the graphic and you expect that, and then you get, then you get this. So there's
I thought he did a great job.
But you guys look stellar.
Heck yeah. Bloke's as tall as he is in RL. I think that's accurate.
Yeah, he's ginormous. Like,
You usually walk around with a drop bear and frostborn.
Yeah, I figured you just naturally walked around with your Frostmourne and a koala bear. I figured that was just normal in Australia. Because if I was in Australia, that's what I would do. Because those spiders are fucking ginormous. So
right, and you're invincible now, right, bloke?
Frostmourne, but the drop bear unfortunately has to stay outside.
Yeah, remember that one time you were tapping your desk really loud and it hurt my ears? It happened just 2 seconds ago. So it's a struggle. Let me tell you guys why it's a struggle. We have poor Gemma Banks, who still does not have a fucking desk. Then we have poor Huge Bloke, who has this big, beautiful mic, but has no shock mount to absorb any of the noise that happens anytime he moves. Or a stand, for that matter, because Australia doesn't have
that time. I moved in my chair.
That's what we heard.
Then we have Belle, who's sharp and cuts deep. Ouch.
Well, yeah. And then I can't really complain about
Piece of my
Secret
heart,
because I don't have... He hasn't given me a complaint yet.
My cushions are always,
I know, your shit's on point in the background.
Look at that cushion game. Hashtag cushion game.
They're comfortable too, so.
So, let's talk about some news.
I do sit on my couch. That's what I read, so.
To that note, before we get into the news of the new World of Warcraft children's book, I don't know if you guys are hip to look at that, but that's my new nerd corner. So I put all the things up of all the stuff of everything. That's Loot Crate, and then World of Warcraft takes two shelves.
So much better from
and then look at the nice couch. Yeah, it's my little, it's like my nerd corner. So I'm super.
I was going to make some obscure reference about your couch, and I've just decided so much better to leave it alone.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to, be like Elsa and let it go. So
Remedy gets me.
We talked a few, I want to say it was probably 6 or 7 shows ago, maybe even longer, we talked about the children's book. So that is now available for pre-order. It's coming, it's going to be released the 25th of October. You can go to Scholastic's website and just search Traveler, which is the name of the book, and you'll be able to order that. It's only like $12, which that's not, I mean, I'm sure this isn't just going to be for children. I'm buying it.
They're going to be sold at the book fairs at school.
Yeah, is that not the best day of life? Like, what a world we live in when we're going to get, our kids are going to come home with the bookstore stuff, and that's going to be on there, because I personally think the bookstore is just a trick bag to get you to spend your money, but I think it's going to be great.
At least it's for a good cause.
I'm going to buy it, and I'll obviously share it with my children, but I'm selfish, so it's going to definitely be for myself.
Stay in the office.
The kids probably want like the different book, and Belle's like, "No, you're getting this one."
Yeah.
So the premise behind the book is the main character kind of finds himself in a fantasy land, and it kind of starts. I don't want to give too much away on the book, but it kind of takes its own form in a magical sense, where his life starts to be rewritten, kind of. So it's definitely going to be something that's. I think they said that they're planning on doing a whole series. So don't really know all the characters that they plan on having involved, and I think that they probably do that for a reason. So they want to leave just a little bit left to mystery, but I know that I pre-ordered mine this morning. So we do have the link up on the PWNCAST page for you guys to click and pre-order, and they will be shipped out the 25th of October. So, which is literally like a month and a week away. Yeah. So, are you guys going to be getting it? Yes.
Yeah, I'll buy it for my birthday.
I mean, Gemma, you don't read, but there's pictures.
No.
You don't even like
I
the
think
pictures.
Well, I'm sure I would. I just to pay money for it. Me personally, of course, they'll get a lot of good stuff out of it, but no, I wouldn't purchase it. Go Blizzard.
At least he's honest.
So
Yeah,
you're,
just not me.
Maybe we should start a petition for a kids book purely with pictures, just for people that Jim.
a paint by numbers book, I think, would be a
Yeah, there you go.
Poor Jim's like, I hate everybody here.
See,
No,
for my house, it need to be paint by crayon.
We don't allow crayons in this house because reasons. So
I'm not allowed to have them either because I keep eating them. But anyway.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what
I can see on Belle's, as soon as you walk in, Belle's got like 3 long posters of like things you're not allowed to do in her house.
I broke one of her rules when I went.
At least 17 of those involve paint and crayons.
Yeah.
I can't continue this conversation as it's going. Also, I wanted to make sure we talked about the Scarlet Crusade gear and tabard. So the tabard of the Scarlet Crusade has basically been re-implemented into the game. So it's a rare drop from Arms Master Harlan in the Scarlet Halls instance, of course. When you obtain the tabard, it does unlock a way to collect the full set. Have any of you gotten it?
I've had it for like.
Oh, you've had it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, and I haven't. I'm going to test it out this weekend. I know we've had several guildies that have done it, but some people were kind of negative about it. They were like, burk, 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 burk. I got this already, burk, burk, burk. Like, people are so rude on Facebook.
But
I don't understand.
are they mad because it's easier to get, though?
It's not really easy because it still has to drop. It's not to say that it
the drop rate's like retarded. And
Okay, I was curious on like what.
Yeah, it's a really low drop rate.
Yeah,
and
so I mean, there's
getting-
still a level of grinding there, but I think it's nice that they're giving people who might not have played through that content to the option of being able to get it. It's the tabard's awesome and the set's really nice.
Yeah, it's
So
not
I
like a
think-
nice riding turtle mount that I had from the trading card game, and now everybody has it.
Everyone has it like me. Yeah.
No big deal.
I fished both of those in 24 hours.
Of all
so,
the flavors you could
That reminds me of my
choose.
first rare mount. I had the Emerald Protowhelp. No, that's the pet. You know
That's
the
the
green
pet?
one from the dailies? No, the actual green mount that you got from the Sholazar dailies. And it was really rare, and then they
Oh.
made the egg easier to get, and I think the percentage up.
But
But
now
the
you
more
found
the
out you're
merrier.
just basic. You're like everybody else,
I'm
Jim.
average.
You're
He was,
Barely
he was a
above.
server first, guys. Server first for that.
Yeah, that's going to get him far. He could put that on an application for,
Everything.
something. We did do a write-up on the PDQ. You can just search Scarlet Crusade when you go to PDQ, and you will see the write-up. It tells you all the information that you need to know on how to get that and all of those things. So make sure you take advantage of that. So the important thing that happened this week, in case you lived under a rock and don't pay attention, Demon Hunters are playable for those who chose
Are they
to
really?
pre-purchase. I know,
Don't
you're
say.
shocked, right? The guild, I may or may not have made myself available and shirked some work responsibility just for a tiny bit, and we literally had like 40 Demon Hunters on in the guild. It was
nuts.
It was ridiculous. It was nice to see so much excitement about something, and I think that the pre-patch was great, but I don't think that there was a level of excitement like there was because people knew that the demon invasions were happening. So I think that was I made a demon hunter. Her name is Belle Keller, because Helen Keller was taken.
It's pretty good.
What did you guys name your demon hunters?
I'll save mine for last.
Demon Sauce.
Not demon's sauce, demon sauce, because it means something different when there's an S on the end.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so let's not make this weird, guys. Bloke, did you name it like Huge Demon or something?
Stevie Wonder.
That's so awful.
I don't know.
Stevie Wonder right now is crying every time somebody
It was
names.
the same as my panda, Kung Fu Panda. Oh my god, how fucking creative.
You got the right one, baby.
Never been good with names, and we all know this, and I'm strangely not comfortable with my choice.
Well, I'm bad with names also.
Well, I made fun of Helen Keller, and I don't know if that makes me a terrible person.
kidding.
But, I mean, it seemed like it was the right thing to do. And then somebody was like, you don't even have a blindfold on. Because I didn't really fancy any of the blindfolds, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
You weren't too keen on it, were you?
Yeah, I wasn't.
There's actually only one that, like, you can't see their eyes at all. That's the one I have on mine.
Yeah, it just, they didn't really speak to my soul. So I just opted for, like, the green eyes.
Did you want some pizzazz on them or something?
I don't really know what I was looking for.
When I can transmog some, like, sunglasses onto mine or
Yeah, like...
I got a lot of good suggestions last week, but I went with Jimma Banks.
You're so outside the box. How we even snagged you for PWNCAST is like a fucking miracle.
People knew it was me. I added someone to the guild today. They're like, "Are you Jimma Banks?" I'm like,
Jimma said, "I wonder if he's gonna know my name." And I'm like, I don't know. It's toughy.
Yeah, that sounds impossible
okay,
right there.
So I don't really have a reaction to the Demon Hunter because I played it in beta. So I thought it was fun to play. I don't melee, but I did enjoy it. So let's hear your guys' feedback on the Demon Hunters.
It was cool. I was playing with Candace with I don't even remember what her
Eleanor's?
name's. Yes. See, I tried to raid last night and I forgot the name of every mechanic. It was amazing. Yeah. Pretty bad.
You're like, just do the thing, guys.
Yeah, just do this, and I had to go to the journal. It was awful. I felt
I'm gonna have
so
to start
bad.
showing up to some of those runs.
You're gonna have to show them up, actually.
Yes, please. But no, I enjoyed it. It was different. It was fast paced, and I kind of like that. It kind of reminded me of when I was playing my rogue, when we raided with my rogue, and yeah, it was good. 2 hours. Yeah, about so.
Blokey bloke or
I only got through the starting area with it, and I barely even did that because I was too busy double jumping and gliding and be like, "Woo! Look at me, I can fly."
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was that guy, and like there might have even been an incident where I kind of got so sidetracked by the fact that I could glide for ages that I glide straight off the map and died.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
And then trying to get my body back, and then there was this whole thing. And
then you got the going down achievement on your Demon Hunter, so that's always a good thing.
Well, instead of trying to fight stuff, I was just trying to like double jump over it and glide away from it and just see sort of what dumb shit I could do with it. But I like it. I can't say it's going to replace any of my other terms.
Yeah, I don't
So
I feel
I
the same.
asked Belle.
Maybe somewhere down the track.
It's going to be Jimma's main, though.
That's what I was just gonna joke, but I got so excited. I was like, "Belle, it's gonna be my main. Is that a big deal for the show?" And I didn't even get to 100. Like I ding 99. I like a lot of the abilities, like the stun, the AOE stun, a lot of good things. But I didn't even officially get out of the. I didn't hit level 100. And I know a lot of you like, "How are you so basic? You didn't even finish it." I just had some interruptions, but it should be a good class. Should be pretty powerful.
I think it'll be really fun for a filler and to step away and do those things, but I'm kind of a lifer with the Warlock, which I think a lot of us are with the set classes that we like to play. And obviously there's always room for something new, but I'm pretty purist in that regard. I don't ever see a moment where the Destrolock's not my main. Like I look in the future 10 years from now and I don't see a moment when Belle is not a Warlock. So it was really, really fun to play. It's exciting. It's new, and new is always good, but is it going to be my main? No, it's not.
No.
I think that's why I asked you those questions too, because I had a main for so long, and I just feel like I don't have one. Like the monk is my main for the guild, but I don't feel so emotionally attached to a specific class, and I
that's
feel
really sad that you don't feel emotional about something.
Mm-hmm.
You're depriving yourself of. I don't know what, but you're depriving yourself of something.
Yeah, I used to be hunter. Used to be hunter all the way for years, and I like resto druid healing, and the monk's cool. I really like how it heals, so we'll see how Legion goes.
Let's talk about something in regards to the invasion. So there's two things that I want to talk about. One, they did a thing with the invasions as far as a hotfix where lower levels can get excellent experience for leveling. So take advantage and use it because the experience is insane. You definitely want to take advantage. You don't have to be max level to do the invasions, which by now most of you have seen the invasions. There is an add-on called Legion Invasion Timer that'll help you with where invasions are going to pop up and allow you to be able to plan. Because here's the thing, once you complete it, on your, you probably figured out you complete it on your main, you go do it on your alts, and then you can continue to do these on your main as well, because you want to farm the nether shards so that you can get the gear. So you definitely want to take advantage, and you want to keep doing these invasions if you don't have anything better to do. That add-on, once again, is Legion Invasion Timer. That is going to be available on Curse, and it'd be really nice for you guys to have so that you can time that. Because we only have, the expansion's live on the 30th, so you just have from today till the 30th to technically, I guess, really the 29th, right? To get the gear. Dark has a full set of the black and gold he's really excited about. He's like, look at my screen. He hasn't played in like a year, and he's like, look at my screen. I have all the stuff. So
I think we should treat him like, I don't have any kids, but like a kid that you really want to encourage no matter how Warcraft's going. Like, yes, keep going, keep going.
You could just give a thumbs up because he wants to see that, I love you. Good job for, you did a thing. Cool.
Well, I want him to be active for longer, right? We want to keep him in game.
Yeah, he's super excited. And really, that's all he was waiting for, like so many people.
So he likes it, right?
Oh, yeah, he loves it. He still hasn't decided what his main's going to be, but I think that's a lot of people's problem. There's been a lot of changes.
Sure, he'll be a pally
still.
He's probably going to stay as paladin.
He doesn't like some of the ret changes. He's being a crybaby about it instead of like learning his tune all over again. He doesn't want to do all that. He just wants to cry about it now.
Let's rewind to beginning of WoD Belle. That's kind of harsh.
Hey, I cried about it, but I still played.
Yeah, of course, of course.
He cried about it and just refuses.
And played something else.
He's like, I'm not going to deal with it at all. I stuck it through, as emotionally draining as it was. It was awful. It was a bad time. So in light of that, there's a couple things that you guys need to know. So the Pocket Fell Spreader, which is a toy. I've been saying pet for like a week. I don't know why I keep calling it a pet. It is a toy. You get it from the... I did a write-up on it. It's on the PDQ. You can search Pocket Fell Spreader. It should be right on the first page, though. So essentially what you're going to do with this is you're going to grab a raid group. There's tons of them listed. You could just make your own on your server. It doesn't really matter. You could get your guild. Grab a raid group. Have each of you stand by one of the Doomsayers. Now, in order to be able to see the Doomsayers for the second option, which I did a video that pretty much showed everything that you guys were going to need to know about it, they'll have a second option that will say something, you'll emote something doesn't look quite right about you. It'll turn into a Dreadlord Infiltrator. It's going to take a whole army to kill it because it does have a lot of health, and then you might have the chance to loot the toy. Funny story, I did several hours of farming so that I could make the video and get the most up-to-date strategy as possible. I never got the toy once. Somebody gave it to me. Ella gave it to me because I never got it. Meanwhile, Murky got like 4 in a row. And I was like,
that's not funny at all.
Yeah, it wasn't really funny. But make sure you go to the PDQ and watch the video. Look at the strat that we have. There's a map with all the dots for the Doom. Excuse me, I went through puberty right there. There's a map with all the dots for the Doomsayers so that you guys can go in and get that. Do any of you have it? None of you.
I only did like 2 attempts, and then I was like, fuck this. So.
Well,
I couldn't be asked sitting around in Stormwind waiting for something to maybe spawn and then maybe drop a toy that I don't really collect. I had more important things to do.
Well, it doesn't maybe spawn. The spawn is, it spawns.
Yeah, I've seen it. The first one took about 10 minutes, and the next one, they say it can take up to an hour, and it was like 15 minutes later. So it's like...
Oh, I've never seen it that soon, but
we did have a couple of incidences there where they were ranging upwards of an hour up to about 3 hours, and it was during one of those spats that I was trying to do it, waiting for it to spawn, and yeah, after close on 2 hours of sitting in Stormwind watching TV apps on the other screen, I just gave up.
Yeah, we
Like,
farmed
yes,
it. We farmed it for about 4 or 5 hours. The whole guild, we just kept rotating, people coming in and out, and it was about 30 to 45 minutes. There was once or twice where it was 50 minutes, but it was always between that 30 minutes, the 30,
hour.
yeah, the 30 minutes and the hour, and we kept at it and just kept farming and buying the elixirs, which all that's explained in the article. But here, let me tell you what is nice if you have the means and you have the time to sit there for a couple hours in Stormwind with a group. If you are looking to make money, because this is an item that's going to not be available on the 30th. So if you save those and you give it a month or two until after, let the market die down, maybe even 3 months, people that didn't play the pre-patch content, because there's going to be a lot of them, you're going to be able to get 100, 150K. Because when these toys first, people started getting them, they were going for like 300K on my server. And then now they're down to like 20K because it's over flooded. But if you just hold on to that, similar to the, what was it? The
Everything.
Tiny the Hate Spark. Originally, when
Hate
they
Spark the Tiny,
Hate Spark the Tiny, I always say it backwards. Okay. I remember I was seeing them on the server for like 100 and 125K. It's those items that you want to keep and just hold on to it. It's like an investment, right? Look at this like your investment portfolio. Yeah. You stick it in your bank, you set it and forget it, and then you come back a couple months later, you put it in the auction house, and you make a ton of money. I literally just quoted like 4 infomercials right now.
You sure did.
Well, you just convinced me to probably buy it. Like I don't. Sometimes
even
I don't
and that's
farm
also.
things.
You're right. That's another good strategy. You can buy them if you see them for like 10, 20K, and I promise you'll get your money back. I promise you'll get your money back. So
I think I'll just learn it and keep it for myself, but maybe there'll be extra.
Yeah, and it's nice. It puts a lot of green fell fungus on the ground and makes you feel super powerful, and it pops a crystal, which that animation was
That's what
weird.
I saw today. I was tripping out. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. But it's nice.
The guild's booming right now. All the groups and everyone seems to be getting together nicely, and things are going good.
It's a good time to be alive, honestly. So make sure you guys get that taken care of. Now let's move on to important things. Now, typically we try to not do any kind of spoilers. So the next, I would say probably about 10 minutes, we're going to be talking about the cinematics for Horde and Alliance side. If you're not interested in the spoilers, go ahead and shut it off and then try again. Really? I was like, wait, really? Not you guys. I meant like the guys listening. If you're not interested in I mean, I'm assuming by now everybody's probably watched. If not, you watched it on the channel because I did post 3 of them. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that now in case anybody that's listening now or on YouTube later doesn't want to hear it. So let's talk about Alliance first. Reactions. I mean...
That was rough. That was rough to watch. I'm not going to lie.
I'm Alliance through and through, and I cried. So there's that.
I like the smile on Bloke's face.
Nah, look, I'm a mixed bag with this one because I was watching it and so when they're fighting with Gul'dan and he's like send the arrows and Sylvanas runs off and you could see the look on his face, like, oh, bitch.
Oh yeah, he's defeated. Yeah.
And then to have it end up the way it did. And now that the way that's all going to play out with everyone like, oh, the Horde abandoned us in our hour of need, now a king's dead. He's too angry, man.
Stop touching stuff.
I'm not.
You're touching sit on your hands.
Hands in the air.
So I have to talk like this now.
Rickett from the guild had to leave.
I wasn't upset when things ended the way they did with him.
Stop! Nobody shoots.
Don't tase me, bro.
Somebody said 2 episodes ago, they were like, God, Belle's such a bitch. She keeps telling Bloke to sit still. They don't understand how bad it hurts in our ear every time you touch your desk.
I'm not touching anything. And any noise you hear from now is either like really good for me or really bad for me.
Awkward.
Oh my gosh.
I can't. It's really hot in here, guys. I'm going through menopause.
I was just thinking the same thing, Jim. Like,
now, and you watch the Horde side, though, right, Bloke? Wait.
Yeah. Like, can I put these down now? Or like,
that works perfect.
Just look like you're lounging. Yes.
Then I watched the Horde side, and Well, it's the same sort of thing. Like I watched that and I'm like, the war chief died to trash. Like, and I felt a bit sorry for Sylvanas because I know she's going to cop it. Like when you can almost see the writing on the wall that Jaina's going to go full spastic and be like, oh, I'm going to destroy the horde and.
Well, because now you're going to have two females fighting each other essentially for world domination because that's how bitches are, right?
Everybody knows that that's not going to end well with the two chicks scrapping in their backyard. Like,
once it's Shark Week, man, some worlds are getting destroyed. It's going to be a bad time.
Yeah, look, I feel a little bit sorry for the characters that are left now and the mess they're going to have to clean up.
Yeah,
knowing
a whole lot of it too.
That the perspective that it was shown, like that Varian had of like, oh, the Horde ditched us, and now Sylvanas is going to have to wear that. But yeah, no, I stand by my words. Vol'jin died to trash, so haha. Great war chief you picked there, guys. Woo, top job.
Obviously, in case you guys didn't pay attention to that, I did upload a third video where there was a scene back and forth between Sylvanas and Vol'jin, and basically Sylvanas is now war chief. Here, there's a couple things that I have a problem with. Now, I, as a character, have always liked Sylvanas. I'm not Horde in any fashion. One, I feel like Vol'jin's death was a little underdone, and that makes me think that there's more to come in that regard, because it seemed super downplayed. I didn't really get the feels that I should have. Like, obviously, it's a war chief dying, and even though I'm not Horde, I still felt that emotion, because I liked Vol'jin. I had a lot of respect for Vol'jin. I felt like the deaths really were so downplayed for Vol'jin that I feel like that maybe there's going to be more to that story. Perhaps, I don't really know. Yeah, but like it was so downplayed that I felt like they didn't really do justice to a war chief's death. It didn't feel, it should have been bigger to me.
Last I knew he was.
Yeah.
Someone correct me. What the fuck did he just cast res?
Maybe it doesn't work that way. But now
Can't cast on
Sylvanas,
himself.
he even said that there were times when he didn't trust Sylvanas, and times where, like, he had this speech about it. Why the fuck would you put a bitch in charge of your entire crew that you don't trust? I don't understand that line of thinking.
Never mind.
Right? Like, hold on, sir.
I'm just joking.
No, but like, if you didn't trust her in the past, what makes you? Because she's the only candidate left. Let's be real. I mean, I'm sure there could have been somebody else that they could have pulled out of the hat. That, once again, that specific decision regarding Sylvanas, a lot of people had stated, well, that was the natural selection. Was it? Was that natural? Because I felt like it kind of wasn't. But I feel like divine interventions happened here, and there's a purpose. Loyal. Well, the Forsaken. Now, it does stand to reason that there are things in the background that we may not be aware of that they're laying the groundwork for, right? Those are, somebody had asked, there was a theory that she was going to bring back Vol'jin as the Forsaken. I don't know my lore.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know my lore to know if that's a possibility or that can be a thing, but there's lots of theories. And then I think Rin, as an Alliance player, the leaders have to die. This has to be a natural evolution here in order for us to accept the new generation. I still think Anduin's a putz, but he has a whole expansion to convince me that he's ready to be king. So we'll just, I don't know. Jimma, you are, I think, more Horde than any of us.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you?
I only have one just to have
I don't have a big opinion on it. I just kind of enjoy it as the things happen, but I kind of agree. Maybe there's going to be more lead up to it, or more after. Excuse me.
So you weren't sad? You didn't like sit and cry in your?
No, I didn't care. I mean, he's cool, man, but I wasn't like when he was appointed. I wasn't like, yeah, trolls. I don't know. I'm the worst guy to ask about this kind of stuff.
You have zero faction loyalty at all.
Well, I was never. Yeah, well, awesome. You poached me, and
I did.
You know,
we talked about this earlier. Did I poach you, or did I improve the quality of your life?
That's what she said. I said definitely Warcraft life, but it wasn't because it's from Horde to Alliance.
I like how he says just Warcraft life, as if I have no bearing on any other part of his life. That's it. I'm calling your mother. So I want to know what you guys think. Comment on the video. Send us an email, belle@pwnecast.net, info@pwnecast.net. Let us know what you guys think, because I'm interested in what you guys think. I want to know your reactions. I think
I do too.
Well, Sauce, did you cry? Can you tell me if you cried?
For Rin? I didn't cry, but I mean, I was
Don't lie. You don't have
bothered.
to lie.
I was like, this is some shit because like I would have. I mean, if I was Gul'dan, you know, from the negative aspect, I would have just took him and try to learn everything I physically possibly could in that regards. But I mean, he destroyed him. I figured he was going to try to enslave him.
Well,
or
we don't
do
know.
something-
Here's the thing, guys.
Well,
There was
I
no
know.
body. We don't
Yeah.
know. You've seen a big
Yeah.
explosion, right? That's misdirection.
Yeah.
Everything
Of
goes
course,
flashy, goes boom. There's big things. We don't really know.
You've watched Swordfish too many times.
I'm just saying, like, we don't know really.
Right. I mean, they could have been, you know, misleading as well. I've been saying Siege of Stormwind's gonna fucking happen. I want it to.
What
I'm
if
not
he
gonna
empowered
lie.
him with the Fell? What if he corrupted him and now Rin's going to come back and he's going to help try to, maybe him and his son are going to have like a knockdown, drag out fight at the end of the expansion.
Yeah.
I know that's not going to be a thing.
Way to wreck the expansion,
I
Belle.
know.
Spoiler
She's been
alert.
right on everything else so far
Well-
up to this expansion, so I can't knock her for that
I
statement.
think
because,
it could be a possibility. I just, I feel like whenever we think one thing, they come out of left field with a whole other version. So I try not to, they're not obvious. Most of the stuff that Blizzard does in that regard isn't really obvious. We think it's obvious, and then later we find out that it actually wasn't. So
Right.
I don't know. They're needing to step up their game because people are predicting now. I mean,
I honestly think that this time around Jaina is going to be the bad guy for this expansion because we haven't had an alliance bad guy,
bad guy. Right.
for how many
Agreed.
expansions now?
And I think it's
always
needed.
been they've either always been a horde bad guy or a third party. So in terms of like the Legion or something like that, but we've never seen a real prominent alliance bad guy. And with the way she was carrying on in the whole like, oh, Dalaran and the current Torah will help you, but blah blah, you know, I'm a stupid skank, whatever she was saying. I really can't stand it, and I hope she turns out to be a raid boss so I can just punch her in the face over and over and over.
I
There you
do
go.
think Alliance does need a bad guy, and I want to really love Anduin, but he's a pansy to me, and people are going to get mad at me, and they're going to comment, and they're going to be like, oh, you're hateful. Listen, I'm just telling you, he strikes me as the kid who is just sitting
That's the
around
right
spending his
intent,
dad's money buying hookers and blow, but he does have a whole expansion to convince me that he is my king. I will pledge allegiance to the flag of Stormwind if he does, and I'm interested to see that story unfold. The great thing about beta is even though we've been playing it, the cinematics are locked out in beta, so we're not privy to that, which is, I'm so grateful, because
Right.
outside of quest spoilers, we're not seeing these big, long, huge stories unfold. So and if we did, I didn't see it, so I'm happy about that. But I don't
You
know,
need
guys.
people like me so you can point and say, look, there's the bad guy.
Yeah, I think you should be the next war chief, Gemma. I think you
Well,
could
I
really
agree.
fill
I was
the
waiting
shoes.
for the day, like soon we'll be able to, I want to be able to form a raid team with my companion pets. And we'll go in 25 pets deep and just, could you imagine the DPS?
Kick ass and take some name.
Boom.
I'm still pissed off that I didn't get made into a raid boss. I got my warlord title, damn it.
Yeah,
there's my
we kind of
is it?
underplay that. We should be like saluting you every time, Warlord, huge bloke, or is it huge?
I tried that in the guild, and you know,
Didn't-
999 of the 1,000 members all told me to go fuck myself.
Oh no, this is not. We're gonna have to start a.
Like, your war chief will not,
Yeah.
will not tolerate this.
So, if you guys haven't subbed, make sure you guys do that soon, because the expansion is upon us. Where August 30th is the time it's happening. I myself took
Tomorrow
9
is
days
2
off.
weeks.
I took 9 days off work, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you took off work to sit and get disconnected." You're damn fucking right, I did, because I'm gonna get disconnected with my friends.
I don't think
and-
many Warcraft people said that to you. I think
No,
it was all
you would be
non-players.
surprised how
Really?
many people have been like, "Well, you know how it's gonna go. You're just gonna get DC'd the whole time," because it's happened every expansion. But
Oh yeah, but
I
you
had
still
fun.
get to play.
I had
And
fun
I'm
with
feeling
my friends.
sick. Like I don't feel good. I think I'm gonna be very ill in 2 weeks from now, and I won't be able to go to
I
work.
do. I feel like Secret Sauce. I almost used his real name. I feel like Secret Sauce is also going to be a little bit ill. How
I
is
can't
I think you
because
can
the hours I have to save for BlizzCon.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's either go to BlizzCon or play WoW. So
Right,
I'm
it's
in the
$6,000,
same boat
right?
with you, man. I'm just starting a fresh job, and yeah.
I might take Wednesday off
I only took 9 days off because I have like 200 million 11D hours because I don't take vacations. So I had already taken 40 for BlizzCon. I took random stuff throughout the year, and then I still have like 100 something hours. So I was like, I'm just going to take 9 days off. Who cares? Like,
That's
cool.
amazing. I wish I had.
I'm getting so amped thinking about BlizzCon. I cannot wait.
I know. It's going to get so many good things with DitchCon happening, guys. It's like...
Boom!
I want to, well, and I guess I can show you guys. We're going to move on to the DitchCon backer reward where I had to do, listen, this song was awful for me to have to sing because it was so slow. Several takes and a lot of helium is all I'm going to say. So we got the PWNCAST backer.
Nice.
And then the buttons will be here tomorrow. Tahazu Designs, aka Jeff, is working hard on all the backer items. Everything is just going along swimmingly, actually.
He's just locked in a room, not allowed to leave, just like crafting all these items for people.
Yeah, it's a tough life for him. He can't live with it. So yeah, let's before we jump into the segments, let's get the awful out of the way. I did pre-record, but it was today. I pre-recorded Hero by Enrique Iglesias. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I can't hear anything. You just smacked your microphone. Now my ears are bleeding.
It really did hurt. I didn't want to say anything.
I have a shock mount. How did you guys? I heard nothing.
It's like a screech.
It wasn't bad.
I think that was not my microphone. I have a shock mount. You don't hear nothing. That's what I thought.
Probably
nice
bought
try.
it from the store.
We're going to help get you a shock mount in the form of pool noodles that we're going to wrap around.
Oh, damn.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so Enrique Iglesias' Hero. I ran through it rather quickly and I chopped it up a lot because I wanted to save time and not spend a lot of time on it. Please don't think of this as awful because it's awful, guys. It is absolutely freaking awful. And I was trying to be really emotional with it so that you guys could feel. But this is courtesy of Ewok. He picked this song. He's an awful person.
He's a good guy.
I love him so much. But yeah, you guys probably want to watch the video.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up.
I'm going to mute now and let you guys just get taken away into another dimension. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Let me be your hero. Would you dance? If I asked you to dance, would you run and never look back? Would you cry if you saw me crying? Or would you save my soul tonight? Would you tremble if I touched your lips? Would you laugh? Oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Hold me in your arms tonight. I can be a hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. Would you swear that you'll always be mine? Or would you lie? Would you run and hide? Am I in too deep? Have I lost my mind? I don't care, you're here tonight. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take my breath away. I can be your hero, babe. I can kiss away the pain. I will stand by you forever. You can take
The way.
Oh man, that was great.
Towards the end, I cut a lot because I had to. The helium was like it was starting to get really rough, so I was literally just trying to hurry up and get it like the words out because I was starting to get lightheaded. So I did almost the entire song. I think I cut like 20 minutes of him just singing the same bar over and over, but that is that in all its awful.
The notes were on par,
Oh,
like they were there.
It's like it's not her first song on Helium, eh?
Never.
And here's what's funny is I knew the chorus to that song, obviously, who doesn't, but
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know any of these. So I literally, for like 20 minutes, I went and closed the door because Dark was like, I could hear him snickering. And I'm like, I can't work under these
That's probably one of the
conditions.
worst things is like last week it was Hots for Shots, this week it's Dark, right?
It was absolutely awful.
Can we get a sponsorship? Can we get sponsored by like a Helium brand or something?
That'd be actually really funny.
It really is a good thing that Ewok sent me that tank because that literally has made it, except Elijah, which is my youngest, he hears me blowing up the balloon and he comes in and he's like, can I have one? Yeah, he gets really excited. So I have to give him, I lost the balloon somewhere. But yeah,
You get it refilled like at Party City or something?
Yeah, but I think it might last me every song because it goes back in the box under my desk when I'm done with it. And I did a lot of outtakes today because I originally was going to do a different song, but I was really tired and I really wasn't feeling the upbeat and I didn't want it to be like a lame attempt. So I figured I would go with the slower version, a slower song while I was so tired. But that is for our DitchCon backer. There's nothing's too embarrassing when it comes to us in PWNCAST. I have given my soul.
Yes, you have. So what's next? Remedy song?
It's going to depend on how I feel that day, but some of the songs are a little difficult because I don't know them. There's like 3 songs that I don't know at all. Like I've never even heard of before. So that's going to be interesting to put my own funny take. But it's going to be a toss up between the Katy Perry song that Jake picked, shocking, or the Bloodhound Gang. It just depends.
Sorry,
on
which
how I
song from Katy?
I Kissed a Girl.
And she liked it.
It's probably going to be pretty funny on Helium, but the Bloodhound Gang's probably going to be amazing on Helium, so there's that. But I have a lot of good songs on the horizon, so there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the embarrassing moments.
The 10-track CD will be ready by BlizzCon. We'll be able to buy those at BlizzCon.
You could download those. I'll have to pay you to download them because they're that awful. I do know that I had several people comment and say that they put the Pokemon song as their ringtone. That's really embarrassing. But so yeah, there's that. So let's segue from that embarrassing moment because I'm now sweating because it's really hot into the segments. And holy giant font. What the fuck? Bloke, that's like the biggest font alive.
Bloke needs big bloke font. That's all there is to it.
I'm going to let you take it away for another rendition of Bloke's bullshit.
I believe that's literally size 24 or something like that. Now, I'm trying to work out a way to do this so that I can. So I had an email come in last week or the week before that I was going to read about, and then this one popped up. I think 2 or 3 days ago, and it sort of hit me in the feels and got me thinking a bit. So I'll read this one out directly, as seems to be the trend. So back in Wrath, I had just met a friend in college dorms named Adam. He was definitely your typical nerdy guy, and I asked him if he played WoW, and he said no. Another friend of mine and my roommate at the time was an avid player in Burning Crusade. He convinced us both to start playing, and we rolled a Draenei Pally and a human warrior. We had a ton of fun playing together and questioning and wondering about the lore. After a few weeks, my playing got down to a minimum because of finals, but Adam pressed on without me. The next thing I know, he was a Death Knight and around level 70. We played together a few more times before Adam dropped out of college, and a few years later, after playing Call of Duty and forgetting about WoW, Adam asked me, what do you think the next hero class might be? I automatically responded with my monk, but he thought it would be a demon hunter. Well, that was back in 2010, and on December 24th, 2013, Adam passed away due to a brain tumour. He had a name picked out especially for his demon hunter, and I knew I couldn't let it go to waste. So I saved the name Raviel. Raviel? I don't know how you say that. We'll go with Raviel. After he passed away. On Tuesday the 9th, I made a Death Knight demon hunter named Raviel, who coincidentally is a named character in the Illidan novels. So to be honest, you'll always have to have your family in the game, cherish your moments together. Moral of the story is not to let the world drag you down, and you have friends and family who may not be there always. Now, the whole reason that got me thinking was because I think it's one of the things that a lot of people take for granted in the community and in the game that we have at the moment is the relationships that you have, be it with guildmates or old friends that play or people in your local area that play, and they're just treated as the sometimes food. Like, you don't really put a lot of thought into the friendship and the relationship that you have with some of these people. For me, like over the years, there's been plenty of people that have sort of come and gone from guilds that you get along well with and you interact with, but then there's been those few people that you build really strong friendships with, and I think that's something that if you're lucky enough to be in that situation, you really should hang on to that and cherish it and make the most of it for that very reason that life's very short these days, in a lot of ways. I've been lucky in the sense that I've made some really, really good friends that have flown from all around the world and all around the country to come to events like my wedding a couple of years ago. We had friends from the guild. That experience of coming across to BlizzCon and catching up with people that I've played in game with for 5, 6, 7 years and speak to every night. But never actually met them. So to come to BlizzCon and have those friendships and be able to talk in person and face to face, it's a very lucky situation to be in. And I think we should try and hold on to that a little bit more, especially with the way that the community is evolving and growing and changing, and different games coming out. A lot of people sort of come and go from the game, but to me, it's an important part of the game. It's a social game. That's the whole concept of it. It's massively multiplayer. Like, the whole concept is to play with other people. And when you stop and think about it, like, especially, I know for me personally, with a lot of people in the guild, I speak to you guys more than people that I see in real life per se. Like, some of my best friends, they're low maintenance friends. I see them.
You said breast. I heard that. You're not going to get away with it.
I totally did. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just going to let you know I heard it. I have breast friends too, and some of them better than others.
I wish I could see my breast friends more. Yeah, like you don't. I don't think enough people sort of stop and think and fully appreciate that. Like I said, like you talk to these people in game, you divulge secrets that you never normally would. You have conversations about the most random and most fantastic things, and I think that's something that when you stop and think about, like, it would just be great to not only hang on to that and make the most of it, but to sort of encourage people to make that a little bit of extra effort with people that they wouldn't normally interact with, be it in the guild or in the game, or it balls in hand with the whole, you don't have to be an arsehole to play this game sort of thing. Like, with a little bit of kindness and a bit of a conversation, you never know, you might find a lifelong friend hiding just around the corner. So there you go. That's my bullshit for this week. Give you something to think about.
I agree with all of those things. I have a lot of friends that I met in game. In fact, all of them. I don't really have a ton of like real life like friends that I didn't meet online. Like, obviously, and it's difficult because I don't like saying like real life friends, because to me, you guys are my real life friends. Remedy, the guys that I'm with every day, you guys are my real life friends. So it's difficult. I hate it when I like one of my family members will be like, "Oh, are those your online friends?" Well, I mean, once you've Skyped with me and you've been inside my home, it's different. It's no longer
the
like
distinction that pisses me off. So, like, to me, there is no separation. Like, there's no real life friends versus online friends versus internet friends or writing, like the old days of pen pals. Like,
right.
I think society needs to get to a point where everyone's your friends or your acquaintances or things like that. Like, it's I get real funny about that terminology because such a large proportion of my social circle is made up from online.
I think they just don't understand as well. So like as much as, we're like, F off, you don't get it. They don't understand. So we should just, understand that they just don't get it. I'm very grateful to have met you three, Lycan, I met Frieza and all the new people in the guild, right? So, if I didn't start YouTube, my multi-boxing friend convinced me to do that. I probably would have never started writing for the PDQ and then eventually asked to be on the show. So you're right. It's
I think also what happens with real life, with family or friends that might not understand, they don't understand, and I think a lot of it is a little bit judgy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think it's not. I wouldn't even say judgy. I would just say a little bit closed-minded of not understanding that. Example, when I met Frieza for the first time, this would have been maybe 2 years ago, and my older sister was freaked out. She's like, I can't let you just go to a steakhouse with some random guy that you met on the internet. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, once you've Skyped and you've heard my children screaming battle cries in the background, and you've heard a squabble between me and Dark because he didn't take out the trash, and I've seen you at your worst first thing in the morning.
Case, how many times he left the headphones on while he was taking the leak.
And then the twerking on camera. But it's when you're visual with people like that, and you visually chat with them every day, you each kind of cross connect with your lives, and that's the same as being in someone's living room in the way that I feel. So to other people it might be a little weird, but these are people that I ultimately share everything with. And Brutum said I'm not her breast friend anymore. Brutum's different because I consider her family. So she's just that, Brutum's just Brutum. So she got offended because I didn't mention her name, but she's family. But I agree. And I think, who wrote that? Luck wrote that, didn't he? Wrote that into? Yeah. I think that's community really... This community saved people's life. People that have tried to commit suicide, and people that were sick and they banded together to help the family, and people that have passed away and they gave to the funeral. I mean, this is the community of givers.
If I had $1 for every time I come across someone that was playing because it was their only social outlet, because they were sick, because they were injured, they were disabled, they have some sort of social agoraphobia, they're stay-at-home parents, like any of those, you rely on those interactions that you have be it in guild or in a pug or anything like that, and that's basically all I'm saying is just don't keep a close mind to I should only keep talking to the same 3 or 4 people. Like, by all means do that, but try and branch out a little bit. Speak to more people. Speak to, like, there's how many people playing this game. Like, talk to as many people as you can. Sure, there's going to be a large percentage of jerks, but like I said, you never know. You might find a new best friend.
Well, that's why I don't like talking. You know how sometimes we'll talk about the negative people or whatever. I prefer not to talk about them at all, because like you guys just talked, how many great people have we met and made friendships with, or just positive interactions. It's so easy to talk about the annoying ones.
You could be somebody's only friend in the world.
Yeah,
you could ran a dungeon with somebody and you could be their only friend in the world because they're not social in real life and they don't know how, or maybe they feel socially awkward or they have anxiety. You could literally be the only friend. That one guildie that talks in guild that everybody brushes off and calls them weird, you could be the one person that changes their life and gives them a meaning of, I'm not worthless because somebody can talk to me. Somebody loves me enough to just even respond to me.
The biggest joy of what we do, and in terms of the game itself, is that one person can be on the other side of the globe, quite literally. Like, gone are the days where you're limited to how far you can drive or walk or ride your push bike. Like,
I ordered McDonald's in Australia, and the McDonald's lady was really freaked out. I'm not going to lie. She was really freaked out. But she like a champ, put in the order while I ordered on Skype.
I don't know what was worse, you ordering McDonald's or KFC, but either way, it was both entertaining. So you don't get those kinds of experiences without global friends.
So, yes, I think that was an excellent blokes bullshit. Giant font in the show notes and everything. Gemma Banks.
Yes.
What do you have? I know you said you wanted to talk about some trading card stuff and some other things and some junk.
Yeah, well, just some of the trading card game pets. I've seen them fluctuate in price, actually. It seems like they're going down lower, but when I look today, they were back up in price. So it's one of those things. If you've been saving your gold up, and if you like to buy your mounts or your pets, keep an eye on your ethereal soul traders, your spectral tiger cubs, your dragon kites, even the vicious horror. That's not from the trading card game, but I think some bad people have
the vicious what?
The vicious horror.
Oh, the vicious
crazy.
horror is a thing.
Horror.
I'm like, what? You can
Because
get
I
vicious
know a
horrors
couple
in
vicious horrors, and I didn't know if we were supposed to shout out real quick so I could throw the names out there.
No,
No,
yeah, shout out. No, I don't know any of those.
Vicious. Got it.
But we talk buying and selling pets and how to make gold, but sometimes you're just trying to buy and add to your collection, and I always recommend keeping an eye on the market, right? So even though I said they jump back up today, it fluctuates so easily. So keep an eye on some of those pets if you're collectors, because they only come around every once in a while as far as sales go. And while Bloke was, doing his segment, I was looking at warcraftpets.com as well. And I forget, and I'm going to discuss it next week as well. The Death Watch hatchling pet is from the guild. You have to get the guild achievement, the Challengers Warlords Gold Edition. So I think I'm going to mooch off a guild and try to hurry up and get that, because the last expansion, the Serpent pet, you can't get anymore, right? And Jimbo Banks don't play that game. If there's a pet that's going to be gone, he needs to go get that. So I'll update you guys. I know there was question marks as far as if the Death Watch hatchling would be taken out. It's 300 gold once your guild unlocks that achievement, and there's usually guilds promoting, hey, come get it. We're cool like that. But I want to talk to you guys about the Fellbat pup. Now I
have a question that's important.
Yeah, bring it on.
For those that might be looking to want to get these pets and mounts, what do you have like a fair price for I know the trading card mounts usually have like a set price. What would you say would be fair so that somebody that goes to the auction house would know what's a good buy?
Good call. So, back in the day, if you saw, like today, I looked at the Ethereal Soul Trader, 80,000 gold. Some of you are like, whoa, you're nuts, Jimbo. They used to go for 200K, 250K, but we're in a new era now, right? So I saw one for 26,000 gold. Oh, that would have been a purchase right away if I didn't have it.
40 of them.
So, yeah, I have 40 of them. I'm the Jimbo Banks for sure, and one day we'll do another giveaway. We'll give one away one day. So, but I would say, if especially the Spectral Tiger Cub, 50,000 gold or under, that might be the purchase price. Again, it's so hard because they fluctuate depending on what those sellers put them in. But if you can find one for 30,000 gold these days, definitely purchase it. Pull the trigger.
What's too much gold? At what stopping point would you give somebody for these where you would say, like, I wouldn't pay?
Yeah. So
this amount.
What was it? In MOP, I paid 130,000 for my Ethereal Soul Trader. Guy barely spoke English. He sold one to me. I kept trying to talk him down. And he's like, nope, can't do it. So I buy it for 130,000. He's like, do you want to buy another one for 100K? I'm like, you mother. So and then they started going. So it's hard. So I was kind of dancing around saying it. I believe players found a way to duplicate these pets, and that's why they went from 250,000 gold to, I was buying them. My first how to buy and sell companion pet video, I bought like 8 of them at 15,000 gold because I was messing with them, undercutting them, because I knew they weren't real players, right? So again,
so 100,000 isn't too much to ask for a trading card mount. Maybe even 200,000. 100,000, is that too much?
These days, I would say yes. If they were never duplicated, that's a steal. Definitely pull the trigger. But because we have people again, they went down. And then for a while, they just were not around, or they were much higher because they banned a lot of those people, I think, or people that duplicated them had guild banks full of them, and they were maybe hiding out until the ban wave was over. And then, like, in the last 5 months, I've seen them drop and fluctuate. So, I guess 80,000 for an Ethereal Soul Trader right now is too much, because I saw 3 on Argent Dawn, and I wouldn't do that. But if they get to 30,000 gold, 50,000 gold, maybe pull the trigger. Of course, we always answer your questions. We're very heavy on the PWNCAST channel and my outlets as well. So tweet me, ask me. When you're talking 50,000 gold, you don't want to make the wrong purchase, right? So, ask us, we'll take care of you, and we'll make sure you don't overspend. So there's so many. There's like 6 to 8 of those trading card game pets. It's hard for me to set a price and tell you what's too much, but I wouldn't pay more than 70,000 for any of them currently. But
I have the model Drake mount and the Fell Drake.
Nice. Those are from the trading card game, right?
I got those. That was actually Aja.
For your B-Day,
Pretty
right?
sure I got the modeled one year, and I think the Fell the other, but they're both still my favorite mounts because not a lot of people have them.
Yeah, and then
just like the time lost.
Yeah, that's
Fell Bat Pup. Let's move. We're not going to talk about time lost. We're going to talk about the Fell Pup Bat. Fell Bat Pup.
Are you getting Lore Master as well?
No, not yet.
You don't have time to get Lore Master. Let's be real, right? Well, just the Fellbat Pup. It's the new one from the Invasion. I didn't even get out of the starting zone we mentioned earlier. I just bought one and I leveled it up, and it's got some cool moves. It's a flying pet, so flying pets above 50% health have double the speed, meaning they'll usually attack first. One of the moves I like, it's paralyzing venom, and if you go first, you'll stun them. So being a faster flying pet, you can get that off, do about 285 damage, and then because they're stunned, you get another attack off. It has Screech, which will lower your enemy's speed, which will slow it down as well. And then it just has some, bite and fell emulate. That might sound like a bunch of bloobity blah if you're not a pet battler, but it seems like a good pet. It's not, it's not going to be in the heavy rotation for PvP pet battles, but if you're a collector, it's definitely worth the ad. And so I paid 1,600 gold for it today. I don't think that's too high.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I think they'll be around for a while though. So
it'd take you like a whole 12 hours to farm the.
Yeah, no. So Jimma Banks, I'm not about that life. I know a lot of players. Well, they find pride in farming them themselves and getting them. So I never knock that, right? But because what's 1,600 gold to a Jimma Banks? Can you please remind me? Right, it's not much.
Multi-millionaire.
Yeah, well, you know what? So since the treasure hunters are gone, I don't want to talk like I'm a big shot anymore. I'm worried that gold is. One of my friends is watching right now. I hooked him up with a vial of sands, and I can just see that gold gone forever. I'll see that missing 40K for forever. But just a bunch of randomness. I wanted to talk about pet battles, and of course, again, if you're buying any type of pets, drop a comment in our PWNCAST videos or Warcraft pet battles on YouTube. Right, so hit us up.
There's been a lot, guys, so if you're listening or watching and you've commented, I'm getting to them. I know the comments just came out of nowhere where they're on every freaking video. So I'm every day I'm trying to manage making sure that I try to respond to each and every comment because it's rude if you don't. People take the time to comment, you should respond. Yeah. But I always read them. They all get read. I just don't respond right away.
Well, the traffic's heavy too, right? So you've got, articles on the website, and then you've got a couple videos that blew up and have 5,000 plus views. You're going to get
I don't want to brag, but it's 10,000.
Yeah, Belle's she's just trying to be an internet bully with our PWNCAST passing Warcraft pet battles, and it's okay, I told
you I was going to take your channel on, and I was going to... Yeah, I mean, we're all the same, technically, because we're all, one big PWNCAST family, but it was a personal goal of mine to beat you.
Bully.
But you should take that as a compliment, because I seen you in such a high regard that I realized that, okay, the student wanted to then beat the master, because you're the one that taught me the YouTube.
Good save, but no one believes you. You're an internet bully.
That's because people know how I really am, and they know that I'm...
She's an e-thug.
They know that I'm a bitch, so there's that. But, just call me an e-thug.
E-thug, repping all
Hardcore in the paint, guys. Sauce, what do you have rating-wise?
Sauce. Got the extra sauce. Legion's right around the corner, like we all know, and
it is. Oh, okay.
It is. It's right around the corner, especially for me, since I'm not going to get to play that often. But oh well, it is what it is. I'll make time. I'll figure it out. But first raid that's going to be launching is Emerald Nightmare, and I'm looking forward to it due to the fact that I have done zero research on it. I don't want to do any research right now. I want it to be all brand new. I want to enjoy it. I want to take it in, and I want to. I know a lot of the our raiders and writers have probably seen videos from beta, even from alpha, and did the research, and I applaud them because I should be doing that at the end of the day, but I really don't want to because I want to just go in. Yeah, I mean I have plenty of time when Legion drops too, because there's still going to be changes being made from now until the 30th, and who knows what they're going to be. So it's a 10 to 30 man group, and I just recently did a 12-man heroic Archimon Manaroth, and that is not fun. That is awful, because these people were really under-geared, and I don't recommend that. So, if with riders, we're probably going to be anywhere from, say, a 17 to probably 25, 26-man group, because there's a ton of people that want to raid, that want to experience this stuff, and at the end of the day, it's going to be hard because there are people that can't commit. There's people, time frames are different, and our time frame is basically based around me, and it's awful to say. I appreciate it, because I will take the time to get everyone on the same page, mechanic wise and gear wise and stuff like that. But I'm kind of rambling on because I wrote so much at 4:00 this morning per Belle.
Bullet points. You got a bullet point.
No, this was me holding my phone, talking into it, and yeah. So, and I had auto.
I'm making you better.
Stuff. Oh yeah, no. I mean, I raid every day at work. I have goals I got to meet. So it's fine. But just pump out the heroics, pump out the mythics as much as you can. Try to get lucky and find that legendary that will drop.
Jim tries to get lucky every day, so that's...
He still hasn't got that date yet, so, it sucks to be you.
1-800 I need a friend.
Hashtag my
Jim
options
Banks.
open.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, I was doing research as we were getting ready for the show on the legendary drops, and I mean, they could drop from killing a random mob, and that's going to be the lowest rate you're going to have. But as you progress through the dungeons and get all the gear, just stay focused, stay adamant on getting the best you can, because Riders is going to have a packed house of people playing, and 5-man groups are going to be going left and right. Like, I haven't even committed to a group as much as I want to make a group, so I'm ready to go, so I don't have to pug this stuff, which I don't care. It doesn't bother me at the end of the day, but I'd rather do it with people I enjoy playing with. I can be on, TeamSpeak or Discord or Curse or whatever the hell we use.
I think we're going to migrating everything over to Curse. People are going to cry about it because I'm going to shut the TeamSpeak server down in a few months. Oh, well, they'll be fine.
Whatever.
It'll be okay.
It's just one more program I need to download, so it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, just if you have your ring, keep building up your ring. It'll probably last until maybe 106. Maybe 107. I'm guessing. That's kind of how it worked in from Mist into Warlords. All my heroic gear lasted until it's 5, 6, 7 levels in. So that's just an idea. But there's a ton of gear you can get just right now from the invasions to help out. My Horde Warrior just got a bunch of upgraded 710 gear, so I was super happy about that. But do your stat crunching. Gear will fluctuate depending on what you have on. Just be ready. I mean, kick ass. I'm guessing the rate's probably going to drop maybe a month, maybe 2 months after release.
It's usually a month.
Yeah, so I mean, that I feel for the people that can play a lot more often than I can, that's more than enough time to get the adequate gear to raid properly. And I mean, just be open-minded. It's going to be hard. If you can't get a group together, just pug it. I mean, if you're performing now, of course, like I said, things might change from now until the 30th, but just, roll with it, go in stride, because it's part of the game, Like we've always said, be open to change, and change is always going to happen in WoW, and there's times where we're not happy about it, but at the same time, you deal with it and you work through it, just like Belle did. Just like Darknado didn't. So until he had to. So he's a crybaby.
Let the man speak for himself. He'll be here next week on the show. He
just got yelled at right now. I'm sure you guys told me, because the bird, my brother-in-law's bird, is freaking going nuts downstairs, and I'm like, can you maybe put the bird in the oven, because I can't hear myself.
Make sure you pluck it. So I mean, I crammed everything together really quick because, I don't want to take up too much time.
Well, and you're kind of developing too. So, guys, as you're listening to Sauce's segment, he's kind of starting to develop. And when we all started doing our own, we were really dodgy on our footing. And it's just one of those things where he'll kind of develop it as he goes. So I think you're doing great.
Yeah, he's getting hair where there wasn't hair before, right? He's developing.
I shaved off.
It's so
But
weird.
anyways, no, it's not that. It's just we're not rating yet, and I don't have anything really to go off of other than try to build into our rating
Prep.
segment. So
I've gotten a suggestion for next week.
on a
Can you
suggestion.
think of like the 3 most annoying Belle moments in rating and just put her on blast?
I think I've done it like since I
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, but I'm
being
not
on
a
the show.
terrible rater.
No.
Rating's
She
not my
has-
thing, but I'm
She
not a
gets raid
terrible.
first, and then she dies.
I'm a great raid
So,
lead, but I don't like to
She's
raid
like
lead.
Jawas. His burst is like 100k, and then he dies 17 seconds later. So
Because it's hard to watch all the things, and I'm yelling at people because they're standing in bad, and then Sauce gives me a role, right, where he's like, okay, you need to do this thing. So when you give me a role, I'm always thinking of that one role, right? Like Kilrog, I was always super stressed out about Heartseeker because I screamed at people for not taking Heartseeker to the back of the room.
and then she stands there.
So then I never once. I was so stressed out that literally Kilrog, I literally start sweating thinking about it because I get stressed out because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that doesn't follow the mechanic. The Crystalline Barrage, okay, the first couple weeks, that was a little bit rough. And then
check this.
I
Yep.
got it
Oh my
down to
God.
a science, and then I was yelling at other people for it. And then the Impaled.
You never make my my mythic tamer. I'm sorry.
Every freaking spear, whatever it was, harpoon,
my
I was
God.
impaled. Remember, there was like
We had
7
someone
of them.
basically standing next to her to get her out of that damn spear. It's awful.
Every single one.
Focus Belle. She's impaled again. So,
Bad.
Yeah.
But it's not because I don't have the ability. In truth, raiding, I like raiding because I enjoy having fun with the guild. But once they're doing like serious pushes, I gotta go because I don't want to do all that. But I'm gonna be raiding with the guild.
Within the first 10 seconds, just get it over.
I'll
with,
raid
so.
all through normal, and then we'll see how heroic goes. But I do plan on raiding with the guild. So I think
Yeah.
that was a fabulous segment, Sauce.
Yeah, thank you.
Fabulous.
I'm really glad you didn't wear your hat, sir.
Yeah, I need a haircut already though.
The
So
hair is on point. Awesome. So, yes, Remedy,
I can
you're
turn my phone
right.
off.
Kata, I did not play Kata. I logged in, seen all the Warlock changes, and was like, fuck you, Blizzard, and didn't sub again for like 7 or 8 months. So I'm
instead
guilty of that
learning
back then.
and going with the changes, like you've just spent the last 45 minutes telling
But I've
everybody
evolved and I've grown since then, guys. I've
grow up so
matured.
fast.
I've
else.
matured.
I know, right?
Maybe Dark is just at the start of his evolution.
Something. I know he's at the start of something. So for Bell's Bites, which you guys know, 99% of my Bell's Bites is PvP. However, I felt like it was important for this week for it to not be about PvP because I wanted to talk about something I worked really hard on, which was the legendary stuff. So
Shit.
Beta's kind enough to allow us to have access to legendary armor in beta. So I was able to do videos for every class. If you checked out the YouTube channel, you'll be able to see those. And I did a really sweet breakdown guide showcasing all the gear on PDQ, which will link you to all the YouTube videos because I put them in the article. So you'll see it right on the first page. I encourage you to check that out because legendaries, although are not going to play a huge role in what we're going to be doing in Legion, the legendary armor is rare enough to where it's going to be sought after, but it's not going to be one of those things where it's going to be a goal of yours. Maybe it'll be a personal goal. So I wanted to go over what legendaries mean in Legion because they're a little bit different than I think the normal way that we've done the legendary weapons. So the first thing to note regarding legendaries is obviously there is no weapons because we have the artifact weapons. So there's no legendary weapons at all. However, you do have rings, necklace,
Waste.
back, waist, I
Yeah.
think the only thing you don't have is like the offhand stuff. I think that they do plan on adding that at a future date, but it's not, I didn't see it in there now unless I'm completely wrong. They
didn't see it.
are going to be very rare. They're going to be even more rare in the sense of there's no set place they drop from, meaning you can't say this specific ring drops from this specific raid boss. It's not going to work that way. They even stated that you could get the drop from anywhere in the world. Like it could just be on a random mob. That's like, it's so out there that it's like aliens. We don't even know. So here's where they
It's like the
drop
lotto.
from. I know. They drop from dungeon and raid bosses, world bosses, your world quest rewards, PvP strong boxes, your mythic plus weekly rewards, and then they could drop anywhere else in the world. They're just going to be one of those rare things. The item level for current content is going to be $8.95. I don't think that they have any plans on increasing that because I don't think that they need to. Now, the stats obviously are amazing, which if you watch each of the class videos I just did all specs in one video for the class. You actually get to see what the stats look like, and I hovered over in comparison to the gear that I was wearing so that you guys could see the stat difference. And there is a special ability for each piece of gear that is passive. So it's not going to be unused, it's going to be passive, and it's going to just greatly enhance something of your class. There's a couple pieces that are for all classes, meaning every class will share them. There's a couple that some specs for your specific class will share, and that whole breakdown is on there. So I really put in a lot of work on that. But we know you can't buy or sell the legendaries. That's just not the way that it's built. But you can transmog. So if you get a legendary piece, you can transmog a piece that maybe you're not wearing. You can
make it look like your legendary ring,
right? Because the ring was,
you can totally see it
gleaming. And then you can also transmog your legendary, which you haven't been able to do that in previous expansions. We were stuck with that fucking cloak in Miss Pandaria, which it was a great cloak. I loved my cloak, except it didn't match anything, so I had to.
I just wish that the transmog would continue with the animation.
Agreed.
I wish, yeah.
Agreed.
It's part of the transmog, so.
In the very beginning, you'll only be able to have one equipped. So for those of you that are already plotting and planning, you're like, yes, I'm going to have a whole set. Nope, you're not. One will be at the beginning of the expansion you'll be allowed to have. There'll be a series of things that you're going to do to upgrade your order hall, which I also did a video on that, an in-depth walkthrough on what it means to have an order hall, how you upgrade, what you do, those kind of things. I did a video on that and an article. Your final upgrade for your order hall will unlock an extra legendary slot. Now,
is that like 100% sure so far?
Yeah,
or is it
that's
okay.
And then they also said that they'll probably find other ways to allow it to unlock as we progress into the content. So realistically, I think when the developer talked about it in a previous Q&A when they did the Legion Summit for the Warcraft movie, I think they had talked about like it being like a month or two before even one person gets a legendary. Now, the cool thing that they have in regards to this mechanic, this is what they say, and I'm putting this in quotes because they've said this about other shit, and I don't really believe it because Garrosh. It's the only word I'm going to say is Garrosh. So they said the longer you go without getting a legendary, the more your odds increase.
Full of shit.
We know that is 150% horseshit, don't we, Sauce?
GM
yeah,
who lied to me. Screw them.
We know that that's horseshit because we got told that in Miss Pandaria, and it was a huge fat lie.
Maybe they felt bad and fixed it.
Well,
I
it's
hope
possible,
so,
and we're gonna be, the I'm gonna
positive vibes, people. Positive.
They said every time you kill Garrosh, that if you didn't get an heirloom, that it increased by 10%. I killed Garrosh 20 times, so I had a 200% chance to get a fucking heirloom that didn't drop. So
yeah,
maybe
but hopefully they have taken into account. Now, PvP. With the changes made, which we've talked about this with PvP, so the templates are different for PvP instances. So when you enter a battleground, you enter a skirmish, you enter RBG, you enter an arena, you have a PvP template that automatically activates. Now for World PvP, that's not really the case yet. They haven't decided which direction they're going to go in regards to that template activating in World PvP. As of this moment,
it's the same concept.
But as of this moment, it doesn't. So your legendary will work in World PvP because that's considered PvE according to the stat template that's put in on the back end, but it will be nullified in an instant. So if you join a battleground, your special ability is going to be gone, and they're actually going to change the stats according to what they think your stats should be at your current item level for the rest of your PvP gear or the rest of your gear that you're wearing. Now, a question was brought to me regarding that because it stands to reason in regards to PvP. If there's no template for World PvP currently, does that mean that PvE gear is going to do you better in World PvP? As of this moment, unfortunately, I think that may well be the case. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. You guys never hesitate to do. But from what I understand, because there's no PvP template in World PvP yet, if I outgear you, I'm going to kill you because it's not picking up.
That's how it was in Warlords too.
Yeah, so keep in mind and be aware that if you're on a PvP server, you're going to have to do some PvP, bruh, or PvE if you're going to want to increase that. I'm just throwing that out there because the PvP gear, you can't just go buy it anymore. You can't grind out and get your points each week and go buy your gear. It's RNG on when you get it in a win. So for those of you that World PvP, you're probably going to want to do PvE content the cool thing is, guys, those world quests are so fucking awesome. I did a video on it. Please go check it out on the YouTube channel. I did a full breakdown. Those world quests are freaking amazing. Amazing. But, so, regarding legendaries, that's the basic breakdown. Like I said, you guys can go to the PDQ or you can go to the YouTube channel. You can see all that stuff that was done on there. But the legendaries, some of that stuff for the Warlock was pretty freaking legit. No weapons, but I don't know.
Right.
Are you guys going to be legendary chasing?
No, I'm just
legendary.
If I get it, I get it. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be the same. If if that's the way it falls, then awesome. But I'm not actively at this stage. I'm not gonna actively pursue it.
Somebody
I'm trying to get the stupid trinkets, and those don't drop.
Somebody asked about somebody had made a comment that in the future the guild's going to require you to have a legendary. That's stupid. I can't imagine a raid team being like, you have to have at least one legendary for RNG.
Both.
Yeah.
You have to have
I can't. I mean, that would
Good luck.
be really crappy if a guild raid team was like, you have to have at least one legendary, because that's RNG. Like, you could go a whole year and not get one.
Dumber things asked for.
That's so awkward. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that during Belle's Bites to give you, I really have assaulted all the things. If you follow anything on PWNCAST, I apologize for all the spam that's happened this week, but it needed to be done, and some of this coverage was done a long time ago, and now's the time to remind you guys all the stuff you need to know. There's a lot of information. It can be really scary jumping into a new expansion, but have no fear, that's what we're here for. So, that dangerously close to rhyming awkwardly.
It did. I was ready for Jimmy to kick it off.
It was kind of weird. But yeah, that he doesn't
Slacking.
have the beats like I do. Let's talk about... If you have any comments or questions about the legendaries, feel free to comment below. But let's do our week in WoW. Bloke, what goes on in the world of mount collecting?
2/5 of fuck all, I believe, the way I have been terming it all week. I have tried and tried and tried and tried again. The closest I got to getting a mount was scamming one out of the refer a friend, the Cindermane charger. Is that better? Does that work for you, Spirit Fingers?
That thing looks awesome too.
I love it. That's the whole reason I did it. But no, I keep up with my mount farms and doing a little bit of mog farming at the same time. And I've been leveling my warrior.
Whoa!
I know, right? He's been like sitting in the dusty bookshelf for like 6 months, never touched him. And then I logged in and I started to get him up to... I figured if I could get him to 80, I'd be content with that sort of progress for this week. And then I found out about the invasion XP.
Mm-hmm. That thing's killer, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm 84 now, and Look, hey, that's Uncle Bloke's hot tip for this week is if you got characters you're leveling up, go dump them in an area that's got an invasion, hide in a building. Don't even have to do anything.
I wasn't going to say any of that because I don't agree with that strategy, which is the reason I didn't mention when I talked about the demon invasions. I don't agree with just sitting there and taking the experience and not leveling properly, so it is not condoned or recommended by PWNCAST officially.
You still get the XP if you die.
Well, I don't condone just
by
sitting
look if
there
you're
and
lazy
reaping
fast.
the benefits.
No, right, and I understand why you're saying that, but it's not cheating.
It's not cheating, but honor system, guys, honor system.
Well, no, I've been taking like I said, I put my warrior down there, but I've been running around throwing.
Yeah, even if you're not even doing anything, at least be active. At least entertain while people are doing the killing, right?
But they took honor out of the game, right? So we don't have to worry about the honor system.
I just want to make sure we're giving people the proper advice.
You get about 75k for every invasion, but if you add in. Like, if you can tag as much as you can tag and actively try and kill stuff,
you get more.
You get XP that way
make
too.
Ridiculous amounts of XP. Like, I pinged off about 11 and a half out of one invasion, and that was 79 to 80 or 80 to 81, one of the two. So, yeah, as soon as I figured that out, I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing for the next 48 to...
it's a good means of leveling. I've seen a lot of people leveling their lower level tunes to take advantage, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, most of us have leveled so many characters, and it's not like, I get why you say that, but it's not like hurting.
And that's I've consciously made the decision that I am going to level one more tune after the warrior, but I'm gonna do it properly and finish off the Lawmaster for the third time. While I do that, in order to get a whole bunch of transmogs as well. So,
What's the warrior's name?
Plate Bloke.
Super.
Plate bloke. There
Hey,
it is.
whoa! Captain Creative strikes again.
Well,
Slightly
Gemma
better
Banks
paladin.
doesn't even change anything on his
What's he said? Played bloke?
plate.
Yeah.
Oh, plate. Excuse me. Oh.
Well, at least you got to WoW this week.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a good sign of things to come. Gemma, what did you do this fine week in World of Warcraft?
I got my Fellbat pup. I definitely checked out the auction house. I was pretty excited. I know I already mentioned the trading card game pets, but I was like, hurry up and buy them. And then I looked today, and they all were back up high. So a little late on that episode. We should do the episodes on Thursdays, maybe.
First you're premature and then you're late. I just need you to pick a side and stay on it, okay?
Explosive news. So I've thought about leveling a character as well, but I'm just, getting ready to. I did the Demon Hunter. I kind of failed the people. Not that anyone cares about my progress on a Demon Hunter, but I didn't hit 100. So I really like the move set as far as the stuns, and it's obviously, or I think it's going to be good for PvP. So I know I joked around with you or was serious for 5 minutes as far as changing my main. I'm just really thinking of like what to play. I will be playing my monk a lot. I think 2 specs specifically. But I want to kill with an alliance character, and that's what I've just kind of been looking and testing. And what does Jimmo want to do? So a little light on the overall gameplay. I did play some WoW though, and very excited. 2 weeks away, guys. Tomorrow for the Legion expansion. So
What'd you do today? I heard there was a monumental event in the officer Gemma Banks, the Marshall land. Thank God for me, right? Man.
Yes, I did. Well, I have it here, but then I also didn't want to be like, at this point, I should have added more than.
You're valid for that, and I was going to let you come to that conclusion all on your own.
She's trying to bury me, folks. She set me up for failure. I got a whisper to add someone's alt Demon Hunter to the guild, so I was all like, yeah, and I'm like, I could definitely do that for you, and so I added someone to the guild today, and I had someone else respond and was like, where's Secret Sauce? I want to talk ratings. So I was like, he'll be on soon. And
he was like super official. Hi, this is Jim. How may I help you?
Yeah,
I think calling 1-800 The Writers Rohan.
Yeah, check out the show tonight at 11 p.m.
He really did say that too.
No, I love, and I mentioned it earlier, the guild's just booming with, a lot of people say, and we've talked about this many times, there's not much to do. I mean, we got all the pre-launch stuff now, but the guild really keeps you entertained when there are down points of the expansions and the patches and stuff. So it's just good to see everyone getting along and the massive amount of demon hunters in the guild.
Yay!
Yay!
Sauce?
Go Riders!
I know you work a lot, but I know I've seen you doing things.
Yeah, I mean, all I've really been doing is a bunch of the invasion stuff. I mean, like I said, I leveled the Demon Hunter with Elnars, and I've just been farming shards. I've been doing the cheat for getting XP on my Worgen, my Worgen Druid. Hey,
how dare you?
He's still on Skullcrusher. You know how many Horde are fighting that shit? It's like 500.
No, get it before they nerf it. You know what I mean?
Part of my soul dies every time one of you says you're partaking in the just sitting there. You're killing though, right? You're not.
This is light. No, he's sitting there.
Did you understand what I said?
No.
There's 500 Horde fighting.
It's not hurting anybody.
My soul,
kill me
my
with
soul's hurting.
leaderboards.
It's just my soul is like.
Don't invite her to the raid group, Sauce.
I've been doing that.
You
Go
watch, give it 2 days, she'll have another character that's just somehow magically got to 100.
She hates
But
it
I'll
like
be
it's
doing
in
the
your
killing
face.
though. I won't just go AFK over by a mob and let other people do the hard work for me.
Go ahead.
I'm not on a PvP server for that specific purpose. You like that, I don't.
Yeah, you're gonna come to Skullcrusher
No,
and
I
you're gonna
don't
go
like-
fight stuff and you're gonna die consistently. So
I spent a whole year and a half on Nathrazim and it was awful.
well, whatever. So you're gonna experience it tonight.
Took me like
Anyways,
a year to level because of that.
Help some real life friends get their mooses. Their moose
Ooh,
last night.
Is it meese? Moose. Mice. Moose.
It's actually moose, but it was about 9 of them. It was actually they asked me to come help them, and that's why I said they had a 12-man group.
Fancy.
Yeah, it was rough. So I had to call in a lot of big guns to carry their DPS because you had people pulling like 16K. Not gonna happen. That whole group was a carry, but nonetheless, they asked, we did it, and yeah. So I'm gonna be trying to put together one for writers, hopefully Sunday.
You have to stop saying that. People think it's open. I kept getting Facebook messages asking when this, and I was like, "Oh, this sucks," but it's just for the guild.
Yeah, it's not open.
We're not that good. We're not.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not like we're selling carries and stuff like that. It's just, we've had a lot of people in guild that would love to get the moose, and we have to basically, we were supposed to have a spreadsheet remedies, but never happened. So, which is basically like a first come first serve.
I
type
can make
thing.
a spreadsheet.
Sorry, too late. I don't
Remedies
even know.
is like Ace Ventura. A lot of you won't get that reference. But
I'm gonna take that back from Remedies because he did start working. He's super busy. I don't
Oh,
want to
no.
add. Late.
he's Ace Ventura. He's always talking out his butt.
Fair enough, but I remember that scene too. Now that you brought that up.
Excuse me, I want to ask you a question.
Before we completely derail,
So that's all I
Too
really
late, it's
did.
already happened.
I'm gonna do invasions as soon as I probably get off of this and go fish, and
nice.
that'll be my night.
Nice. Awesome. I've been doing my anglers every day. I'm halfway to Exalted. So I'm excited because I need to have that because
Did you buy the little rep upgrade thing?
the second I was able to. So I got my raft too, which I was super happy about.
So you bought the rep? You didn't go out and farm it?
No, you buy there's a commendation that you buy that once you hit revered, it doubles your the XP you get from each daily.
Sounds lazy.
Yes.
So I definitely
sounds
don't just
lazy.
stand there while other people fight my battles while I go take a
That
shower and
definitely
make a
sounds
fucking
lazy.
hot dog while I get
should
levels.
go
I
out
definitely
and
don't
farm.
do that.
I took a shower earlier. My invasion had
I
started,
definitely
so
don't do that because I think that's a dick move. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm not trying to die
Now,
every 5
We're all fired.
moving, yeah, it's going to be a bad time after the show as soon as we're not live. But
I have things to do.
I've been working, being on more active in the guild, realizing that I've been in beta a lot, but I'm working on the profession guides. Now, lots of websites have done profession guides, but nobody has actually gone through every single profession and maxed it out like I've been doing to actually get you a real life guide of how it actually works, how long it takes to gain the ranks, because a lot's changed in the professions. So I am literally doing that content every day and getting each profession done. I have video. There'll be a video plus the guide, exactly what is entailed, what's involved. So there's literally should be zero question on anything relating to the professions by the time I'm done. It's going to take me a little bit of time, but I'm hoping to have them by the time Legion launches. So that's been where most of my game time has been in, but I've been doing, I did some invasion stuff. I do plan on doing more. I had a goal for myself to have my hunter and my paladin leveled by the time Legion hit. That's probably not going to happen, but
Do the invasions.
well, I'll probably see if there's like I don't know how that'll work because the hunter's level 37, so I'm not going to really, I think I'll need to wait until I get the hunter higher because I'll just die. So makes more sense to be not 37. So, but that's, I have really a whole expansion to be able to do that kind of stuff. So, but that's what I've been doing. My anglers, I really need to get my water strider because lazy and I don't want to fall in the water. So
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sure,
that's
sure.
probably why you're on that mount so often in beta.
yeah,
You don't
because the water.
in RL.
And we aggroed a lot trying to do those videos if we wanted to make sure we kept on trucking even through the water. So yeah, that's why I did that.
There's so many of those nice mounts I still need to get from MOP.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but that's pretty much it. We have a lot going on in the PWNCAST land, so I thank you guys for watching and sharing and doing and being and loving us for who we are, including Jimma's questionable. Never mind.
Questionable.
I was gonna say it, and then I'm like, next week. We'll save that for next week.
Oh.
Bloke is so professional that he's making me want to be a better person. Like, I can't even
So
deal.
professional. Do you know what I've
So
just
that,
made
so
up
that, so that
last
means
2
like wear a dress and stuff.
I don't know. I figured the show's ending, so I'm sitting here with my mic muted, just be like, oh, Don't need this bad boy anymore. 30 seconds and those
Get
pants are
off.
coming off.
It is the end of the show. Also, Bloke's going to be putting the link into chat, and I will also link it on the show and on iTunes if you look in the description of the show for Bloke's Aussie shop. He's pretty close, but could use a little push over the edge to buy Aussie things, get some Tim Tams, get your freaking hat, get your boomerang. I have all those items and I love them. But get your Australian on. Take advantage. But it's that
Moral
time.
of the episode, everyone:
Delivery now.
don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy. Well, you can be lazy. I think lazy and gaming might be a little bit synonymous. Like, I think gamers and lazy might, at times, they think they,
Have some honor.
have some honor,
some
have some
respect for
dignity,
the
have some
game.
pride.
Yeah. So
I've
there's
had
the
10,
lesson
10 years
learned,
worth of
folks.
honor. I'm gonna
Go
milk
out
it
and
for a
buy
few
the
weeks.
thing that makes your rep come twice as quick, so you don't have to farm the shit. But
Yeah,
don't you dare!
but I'm still
sit there and
doing
not
it.
do
I'm
nothing
not
when the
s-
game is handing you.
I'm
free
still
shit.
doing it. I'm not sitting there and letting other people do my hard work for me, I think is what's really important. But we as a group and an organization here at PWNCAST don't condone that kind of thing,
I do
even though
just wanna point
individually
out
we
that
do.
I've never actually just sat there. I always make a point of going out and killing shit. 'Cause
I think
otherwise
you
it's too
feel
boring.
bad because I said it how it is, and I think you're like, oh, she's kind of right.
No, just because I know how much it pisses you off now, I'm going to go and make a whole new tune and just sit the little fucker in Dumbo
You
and
would
leave it there
never.
for a
You
month.
would. Your troll is that.
Can you do it
Keel.
from level 1? Not that we approve that.
Can.
By the time you get to Karanos, you'll be level 10 anyway. And you have to be level 10.
Jim, if I see you just chilling,
Next week's episode, what did you do in your week in WoW? Well, I have 8 new 100s and
And 3 cast members on the
I hate
show.
you guys. I hate
Yeah,
everything
right.
about all of you guys right now. And to be fair, I'm only just kidding. I really don't give 2 shits what you guys do. I am not judging whatsoever.
For now.
No, I really
Till
don't.
she
I
hangs
don't
up
mind.
call.
I just like to tease you guys because I think it's funny. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you go to the PDQ. You should bookmark the PDQ. I feel like it's bookmark worthy now, guys. I feel like we've achieved that where you have to go and catch them all every day because
Heyo!
because we want to be the very best.
And if you didn't get the moral of the episode, a different one, go subscribe to the YouTube channel.
But we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm deliriously tired. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much for giving us your, looks like
The
it's about an
Helium.
hour and a half
Nothing to
every
do
week.
Yeah.
I gotta go, guys.
Gotta go. Okay, bye.
Man.
What?
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 Toodaloo. Toodles.
We're out of here.
motherfucker.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Tell me what
Bye.
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
she's hearing things.
No, I heard a thing. There was something happening. What were you saying?
Life
It's
happens.
not me.
Where's your tie? I thought you had a tie.
No.
No? Were you wearing a tie?
No.
If I was when the show started, we got some fucking sorcery going on up in here.
Did you get a
No,
job?
I took my watch off, not my tie.
Did you get hired or was just an interview? That's so awkward. That's like